Too many boys raised in single mother homes are growing up emotionally wounded, spiritually disconnected, and stripped of their God given masculinity. And sadly, Terry Crews is a living example of what happens when a mother's brokenness becomes her son's burden. Welcome back, family, to Family Still Matters, and I'm Deborah. Today we're confronting an issue many people avoid: the way single mothers raise their sons and how unhealthy patterns can shape a man for life. Terry Crews has openly shared how the emotional environment of his childhood wounded him deeply. But the truth is, this isn't just his story. It's the story of millions of boys raised by mothers who love them but unintentionally damage their masculine identity. Love is not enough. We need healthy homes. We need healed mothers and sons allowed to grow into men, not emotional caretakers, not servants, and not replacements for their absent fathers. Terry Crews grew up in a home where the emotional load was all wrong. His father raged, his mother retreated, and Terry became the protector at 5 years old. Now today, countless boys are living that same script. Too many single mothers unload their emotions on their sons, turn their sons into their confidants, expect them to be the man of the house, give them adult responsibilities they cannot carry. Intentions may be good, but the impact is damaging. A boy should never be his mother's emotional support system. A boy should be allowed to be a boy. This is how you raise strong men, not emotionally exhausted ones. Terry Crews has spent decades unlearning the fear and confusion he absorbed at home. He grew up afraid of conflict, afraid of displeasing women, and afraid of his own masculine strength. Why? Because in many homes, especially single mother homes, masculinity is punished, shamed, or misunderstood altogether. When mothers scold boys for being aggressive and assertive, shame them for wanting to lead, call their strength aggression, punish confidence, and emotionally dominate them, they unintentionally raise men who shrink instead of lead. Men who avoid conflict instead of addressing it, men who apologize for existing, men who cannot stand firm. And this leads us to the story I want to share from my own life, because God corrected me before I harmed my son as a single mother in this same way. Family, let me be transparent with you, because this lesson didn't come to me through Terry Crews. It came through my own son. When my son was 8 years old, I disciplined him physically because that's all I knew. That's what I had been taught growing up. But one day, I told him to lay across the bed, and he did something that shocked me to my core. He laid there with no resistance, no fear, no anger, no pushback, but submission, like a slave being ready to be whipped and beaten. And right there, belt in hand, God stopped me. I heard him speak so clearly. He said, if you continue this, you will strip him of the masculinity I created in him. Even a mother has no authority to emasculate her son. If he submits to you like this, he will not grow into the man I called him to be. And the Lord showed me something I had never considered. If he learned to bow to me in that way, if he learned to silence himself to survive discipline, if he learned to please me instead of stand up for himself, then one day he would bow to every woman he met. He would avoid conflict. He would lose his masculine voice. He would become what people call today a simp. A man unable to lead, a man unable to correct, a man unable to stand firm, a man who thinks obedience to women is the same as honor. Come on. In that moment, I dropped the belt. I never whipped him again. I shifted to correcting him, finding other ways to discipline him and to correct his behavior. Because God made my son to be a man, not an emotional prisoner. And I praise God to this day. My son is a man, not questioning his identity, not effeminate, not question his masculinity, not silent, not a compliant boy grown into a passive, broken man. And family, some of you need this same revelation today. Terry Crews grew up in a chaotic home, anger from his father, fear from his mother, and confusion everywhere. And many single mothers today, without meaning to, repeat those same patterns. Yelling instead of teaching, cursing, hitting out of frustration, not discipline, belittling their sons, calling them weak, dumb, or just like your daddy. This isn't discipline. This is emotional harm. True discipline builds honor. True discipline builds confidence. True discipline builds identity. A son rises when his mother models stability, not emotional trauma. Terry Crews grew and began healing when he intentionally sought out men who were strong, stable, and spiritually grounded. Every single mother should create that same opportunity for her son. If there are godly uncles, coaches, mentors, grandfathers, churchmen, even stepfathers, if that is your situation, that are godly and are good, decent men. Don't confuse what I'm saying, because some of these uncles, coaches, mentors, grandfathers, and some of these stepfathers can be the very problem in your home, perverting and turning your sons out. So please understand, because I didn't expose my son to many of those individuals. But I'm telling you, if you do, be very careful how you select them. Watch these people. Because a mother can nurture her son, but she cannot mentor him into manhood. If she blocks male influence out of bitterness or fear, she cripples her son's development and often doesn't realize it until he becomes a man who cannot lead. If you're a single mother, stop placing emotional weight on your son. Stop humiliating him in the name of discipline. Stop pushing or pushing his masculinity nature out of him and punishing his masculinity. Stop expecting him to fill the role that the father abandoned. And allow healthy men to shape him into the man God created him to be. And if God speaks to you like he spoke to me, please listen. Listen. We should be asking God to lead and guide us in everything that we do. There's no handbook for parenthood, but the Bible and God is that perfect guide. Your son's future depends upon it. Family, our sons deserve to grow into strong, confident, masculine men who know their identity in God. Terry Crews' story is a warning, but it's also a wake-up call for all of us, especially mothers. If this message opened your eyes or blessed your heart, please like, share, and subscribe so more families can walk in truth, healing, and wisdom, because family still matters, and our sons matter too. May God richly bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Family Still Matters. I'm Deborah.